Okay, my name is Inka and I'm from Sweden, and I used to live here. I worked here as a physical therapist.
Okay.
And Jim's wife, Claudette, was my boss. So yeah, now I lived in Sweden for 9 years, actually.
Ah. So even though you used to live and work here, you decided this wasn't the place you wanted to be?
Well, I never decided that Sweden wasn't the place I wanted to be. I left Sweden for a year, and it turned out to be 6 years. And so I like Stockholm also. I always liked Stockholm, and that's my history and roots, and everything is there.
That makes sense.
So
Yes.
it could have gone both ways. I could have stayed here.
Oh, really?
Also.
You
Yeah, I
you
think so.
considered it?
Yes, definitely.
If you.
I mean, I stayed for 6.5 years.
That's true. That's true. So
Yeah.
you thought about making
Instead
it
of a year, which was the plan.
Do you know many people from Sweden who came to the U.S. and decided that they wanted to stay?
Well, one of the ones that I worked with at Schwab, that I learned to know at Schwab, she's still here. She's married, having kids here now.
Oh.
One of my other friends from Sweden, she moved to Colorado, but at the same time as I moved here. She's still in Colorado. She will be there. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Those are the two left.
All right. Do you know any people from Sweden who came here and stayed illegally?
Well, where are you going to send?
You don't have to tell me who.
That depends what you mean, really. Well, I mean, everybody came here with a legal visa.
Yes.
But myself, for example, I mean, when I didn't pass the test, my visa expired because I didn't have a work visa anymore. So basically, I was here illegally
Oh.
for about half a year, maybe, to make the test again, and then I had to go out of the country to get a new working visa.
Oh, I didn't know that. So when you come here on a legal visa, in order to stay,
I'm
you
not
have
really.
to take a test.
I'm actually not really sure how my status was when
Yeah.
I didn't pass the test.
Okay.
But I never dared to cross over the border to Canada when we worked in Niagara Falls, for example.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really think that I would have a visa to come back with.
I see.
But I worked and I paid tax
Okay.
during the time.
And if you had stayed here long enough, you would have been able to qualify for Social Security, I suppose.
Yeah, well, then I got a new working visa, and then I got a green card.
Yes.
So then I was all fine.
Okay.
So this was just for a pretty short period of time.
Yes. Well, you've been to many other countries, and you have seen immigration issues played out in other countries, including Sweden, which is your home. Can you just tell me a little bit about what the immigration system is like there, and are there many immigrants who go there and live
Yeah.
illegally?
Yeah. Well, Sweden has always been taking in a lot of people for political asylum. Before, in the 60s, 70s, was a lot from like South America. Now we have a lot from Iraq, Afghanistan. We have a lot of people from like Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, a little bit all over.
Well, are the
And
peop-
also, yeah.
are the people who are the original Swedish people, do they complain about the immigrants, or what is the attitude?
Well, I guess it's like here. A lot of people complain a lot, and a lot of people are really for it and think that we can take in a lot of people since we are, it's a pretty big country, a lot of space where nobody lives. We need also now, they're talking about taking in more like working immigration, the people that we need for. And there is a lot of like doctors and high educated people. They have an easier time to come in, but they come from different reasons.
Yeah. Well, do you
So-
have many of the lower skilled workers that come? Just daily laborers?
Yes, we have that too, and that is the people that really need to get out of their countries.
Yeah.
and they come to Sweden. Even like high educated people come to Sweden. Like if you are a doctor, for example, you come to Sweden and it takes a long time before they can actually start to work.
Yeah.
Because they need to learn language, and the whole system is like really slow in getting all the papers in order. So usually, I just read an article in the paper that I think the medium time or something is like 7 years for people to actually start working. And I think this is the main reason why a lot of people complain, because they live on social welfare during that time.
Yes.
So that costs a lot of money.
Yes.
And, you know, people come in and they are, you know, they would be able to start to work if they knew the language. And, you know, Swedish is a very small language, so nobody would know that before they come.
Yeah.
And they could shorten down that time a lot, because we need a lot of people to work also.
I see.
Even if we have, like in areas, like for doctors, for example, that we have a lack of doctors. And then we have a lot of immigrants coming in that have the qualification, but they don't have the papers.
Yes.
And it takes too long time.
Yes. What have you heard about the immigration problem here in the U.S. since you live in Sweden? What is said about our problem here?
Well, there is so many problems here.
Well, the immigration problem.
Yeah. Well, I guess that the illegal immigration is like really big. I mean, we have that in Sweden also. We have people without papers, but it's not at all the same huge problem as it is here, that people actually don't have any rights whatsoever if you're an illegal immigrant. And that is so much bigger here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't really know. I mean, this was the promised land for a lot of people, but I guess that depends where you're coming from. Not if you come from Mexico, I think.
Yes.
Maybe if you come from Sweden.
Right.
That was a promised land. That's why a lot of people immigrated here from the first place.
Right.